right, let's talk about that a little bit. Joining me now in the studio is Nikhil Naz and Vikrant Gupta. Thank you both. Gentlemen, never ever would I have imagined that we'll have an India-Pakistan match and we will not be all hyped up around it, but we would actually be questioning that there are no ticket sales that are happening. So this is really unprecedented, something we have never seen in the history. Nikhil, since you are the man of numbers, I picked out some data for you to actually respond on this one. You know, back in 1999, when the Kargil war was going on, right in the middle of the war, we still played the match. Then there was 26/11, 2008. Next year, 2009, the Champions Trophy in South Africa, if I'm not wrong, we did play the match. Then Pulwama, we did play in June of 2019 as well. This has never happened. What do you think has changed so dramatically this time around?
Well, sort of firstly, I'd just like to put some facts out there. Yes, ticket sales haven't been as aggressive as we've seen in the past, but the latest reports that I'm reading, some of the tickets that are priced at close to about 4 lakh Indian rupees are all sold out within minutes. So that's not to say that there isn't enough interest there for this India-Pakistan encounter. Now, going back to, you mentioned a lot of situations, you know, 1999 Kargil War, you had a situation where the Indian team was playing. And I mean, I'd like to differentiate between two things. Now, you are getting arguments from both sides, whether India should be playing or not. First things first, we should not treat India playing Pakistan as extending a hand of friendship. Yeah. When you go and play a multilateral tournament, it is not to say that the Indian players are going with a Aman Ki Asha, you know, banner with them, with the Pakistan players. Remember, this is a multilateral tournament and you are supposed to play that tournament. If you do end up pulling out, who's at loss here? It is going to be the Indian team. And then the other question comes, when is this going to stop? Fine, Asia Cup, you might say, is not that important a tournament. When do you then draw a line? In a few days from now, Indian women's team is playing the ICC Cricket World Cup, the most important tournament. India will be up against Pakistan. What are you going to do then? Will you pull out? Fine, you may pull out of a league game. What if you have to play India and Pakistan in the semi-final? What is it that you're going to do? In a few days' time, Neeraj Chopra will be participating in the World Championship. There'll be Arshad Nadeem in that final, in the javelin. What would we want Neeraj Chopra to do? Pull out of that final. At the end of the day, if you pull out, you are only putting yourself at a disadvantage. And I think by that, you're giving Pakistan a walkover. So at the moment, it is in best interest for India to play, continuing play. And I think this is a decision that the government has arrived at. Things that you could curtail with Pakistan, those tough calls were taken by the government. Multilateral tournaments, you're not in a position right now to not have Pakistan. So why would you want to be in a situation where you're isolated and then the Pakistani camp can smile and say, listen, we continue to play. Look, we've isolated India. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, but Vikrant, the question is, doesn't matter which side of the divide you're on. The match is on. The match is still happening. All these pleas, what I've been trying to decode through all the Twitter memes that are going out, all the appeals that are going out as well, that is this a ban, a political ban, or do you genuinely see fans standing behind it?
No, I think there are fans as well, Sonal, who are not very happy. There are journalists who are not very happy. I think Nikhil and me, I would count myself belonging to the group which was not surprised but shocked when they announced the Asia Cup. See, it is too late for India to boycott the game or the Asia Cup now. You've reached a stage where, you know, the only way that you can deal with the situation is by playing and beating them. Beating them this Sunday, the next Sunday, and if possible, in the final, the next Sunday as well. But the only thing is, yes, I was surprised when the Asia Cup was announced, because the moment Pahalgam happened and Operation Sindoor happened, we knew that the relations between the two countries were probably at their worst in the last, what, 20 odd years, right? If there is an ICC tournament in terms of cricket, all the games that you listed, the 99 Kargil War, the World Cup game, or the Champions Trophy, or the T20 World Cup, that is mandatory. You cannot pull out. Even though there have been instances of teams pulling out, like 2003, England did not travel to Zimbabwe for a World Cup game because the English government did not approve of Robert Mugabe's policies. So they boycotted that game. India maybe cannot do that now. But the thing is, this is not an ICC tournament. The ICC tournament is a must play. It's a tournament which is going to happen. It is a tournament you would, if there's an India-Pakistan game, you would want to beat them. Why would you want to concede 2 extra points to them? But this is the Asia Cup. My only concern when they announced the Asia Cup was, Why are they doing it? I mean, India is the host. Now, it's a tournament which cannot happen without India.
Yeah.
And it was a little insensitive. But then again, you also need to look at the ladder. You know, who's the one who's responsible? It is not the player. There was an instance in England when the WCL, the World Championship of Legends, which is a private entity, was happening, and the Indian players decided not to play Pakistan. Now, in that ladder, Indian players were here, then the organizer and the broadcaster.
Yeah.
In this scenario, when this is Team India, it is the government that has approved, then the BCCI, and then the players. And I think I remember talking to Nikhil in a show where I said Surya Kumar Yadav will be trolled, and he was trolled for no fault of his.
Yeah, yeah. I get, you know what, gentlemen, the point is very simple, and Nikhil, come in on this one, that at this point, like I said, the decision has already been taken. It's a done deal as well. Backing off does not take you anywhere. And like, you know, Vikrant was also pointing out, the players, the senior players are all backing and asking players to go forward and play. So the cricket community is pretty united on this one. Would that be fair to say?
They are, in fact. Though there are a few cricketers that have still said that no, we would not want India to go ahead. But yeah, majority cricketers or former cricketers are on the same page as the Indian team and the BCCI, and with that extension, the Indian government, because they don't see that this being a solution. Now, just to give a bit of a historical background, India and Pakistan do not have any bilateral ties for more than a decade now. Has that proved to be any deterrent when it comes to financing cross-border terrorism for Pakistan? I don't think so. So is cricket the solution? Many might say that it's, you know, you're barking up the wrong tree. This is an issue that needs to be dealt with, but it needs to be dealt at a military level, or at a diplomatic level. Can cricket then be the way forward in terms
or any
of finding
sport
a solution?
for that matter.
Yeah, that's
any
and,
sport.
and you've also had, Sonal, you've also had scenario where you don't have bilateral ties with Pakistan for the longest time, yet you're competing with them bilaterally, not even in multilateral tournaments, bilaterally in a lot of other sports that go under the radar. Davis Cup you've been playing, in fact, you know, just about a year ago, an Indian team, the Indian national tennis team was in Pakistan playing a Davis Cup tie.
But they had to play.
They have to play.
That's my point. So
that's what sportsmanship is all about, I think, at the end of the day as well, that we don't have politics get in the way, we don't have international relationships get into the way, and that is the best man really wins on that day, on that field, and I think that's what we're going to be watching out for. Thank you both for joining us. We've got some good, you know, insights there.